what's up, y'all? It's just Rhonda. And
And
I'm
T.
over here with my girl T. What's up, T?
Hey, hey. What's going on?
What's the weather doing? Cold?
It's today. It was like almost 70. Tomorrow it'll probably snow.
See, that's not okay.
Yeah. We can't get excited in April. D birthday was the other day, and the day he was born, it was an ice storm. So we don't count April. Our spring don't start till May.
Late May.
Depending on the year. One year, it's like 80 degrees in April, and one year it's snow on the ground. So we don't know. We don't know. Michigan weather is bipolar.
I mean, we're going straight to summer, but nothing unusual about that.
Yeah.
So y'all know why we here. It's Monday night. We came over here to get into these Real Housewives of Atlanta. It's season 16, episode 6. Y'all like the video, subscribe to my channel, and yeah, let's talk about the things over here in Atlanta. Where do we start? Oh, I know where we started. It's the aftermath of Kenya's event.
Oh. The
Brent
only
is
thing that
in her
matters.
house, fake crying over her trauma.
I'm not gonna be able to do it.
I'm glad it ain't just me, child.
When I tell you my blood pressure went up watching this, I ain't gonna be able to take it. But go ahead.
Well, I mean, she's traumatized. And personally, I think she loves this attention. I think Kenya gave her everything she was looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And here she is on Watch What Happens Live, making a fool of herself. Everywhere she goes, she make a complete ass of herself. And what she say, read the room? She don't be reading the room, though.
Child.
She says she's getting calls from her clients to ask her what? What is they saying? This is not something this is 48 hours later. So 200 people over there at Kenya's, little get together and what?
Here's the thing. No one has ever seen the pictures.
Ciao.
And okay. So, okay. I mean, I don't know. She sells insurance. Is that what she do?
Does she? I don't know.
I've never felt like my insurance, because I have an insurance broker that shop around my insurance. If my insurance broker, Brian, if I seen something, I don't feel comfortable enough to say, hey, Brian,
what happened?
Like, you sell insurance. You know what I'm saying?
I kind of don't care.
What client is reaching out to you?
All her clients were reaching out to her, and she might even lose her license over this.
You are the progressive lady.
Is that who she is? Progressive?
She sells insurance, life insurance. You're progressive. You're all state. What's life insurance?
I think a lot of them. I don't know if she's like a private life insurance. I don't know, child, what she's doing over there, but I know she's traumatized.
So
what had happened was, let's let the people know what had happened. What had happened was, hey Shayna, I know Shayna didn't watch it. Y'all have to go check out Shayna's reviews over there on YouTube at Shayna_MCD. She don't watch the show till tonight. Okay. I tried to kidnap her from somewhere, come over here on this panel with us. I'm gonna go ahead and put you on the spot. Mm-hmm. And so she had declined because she's already doing something with somebody else. But you go over there and check out Shayna because she's a key.
All right, Shayna.
She said, as a teenager, she let her boyfriend film her doing oral. As a teenager. And then, okay, so this one is the kicker. In her 20s, she went ahead and she tried to do webcam. And so I was like, you was over here doing webcam, busting it wide open for strangers for, make it holler for $1. So what is she so traumatized for now?
Exactly. Well, here's the thing. This is the era. Like, maybe back in our day, that was a big thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you heard a girl was giving head in high school, was like, oh, that's a nasty girl. She giving head.
Not these girls, not these high school girls.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Learn a thing or two from them.
This is the era now. You got young Miami walking around like I'm a whore. I'm a whore. That's what I do. You got the slut walk. You got all this stuff. They are embracing
a whole booty hole brown. My booty hole brown. Right. So sassy.
I want you to touch that little thing in the back of my throat. This is where we at. You know what I'm saying? You're traumatized? No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not.
And it's like it comes in and out. She be traumatized for a second and then she don't.
She forgets that she was traumatized.
You know when I'm traumatized by that tight ass dress in her confessional, I feel like her titties is gonna pop out of there and bust me in my eye.
Please don't. Let's not get her traumatized again. Now, don't get us wrong. Kenya was wrong.
Nobody disagrees with that. Nobody disagrees with that.
But we're not finna sit up here and have a pity party for you, girl. You begged this to happen.
She said everything she worked so hard for has been overshadowed by this incident.
Girl, we didn't even know you.
We know you now. We know you was down to the Kenya hair spa with your mouth around somebody's manhood.
And then she said she scrubbed the internet. So
then it's been out there before.
Come on now. Nothing is making sense.
Can you really scrub it from the internet? I mean, I guess you can, but
I think she scrubbed it after the fact because I can't find it now. I think it's scrubbed now.
It's scrubbed now because
ain't nobody post them pictures. I think she just scrubbed that shit. How much it costs to scrub it off the internet?
I don't know. That's what I was saying. I guess you can scrub it, but I've never, been out here with these types of things, public,
Child.
Posing for the camera and things like that. Mm. Anyway, I think she should thank Kenya for making her relevant.
Because other than that, she don't have a storyline.
Well, she still got her good friend Kelly. At least in this moment she does, because Kelly don't like her no more either. But Kelly comes by to visit with a bag of food. We always happy to see some food. You know what I mean? Yeah. When you have a little sad day or two. And then Kelly she came through with the IV lady.
She's a very good friend.
Kelly? Yeah.
Yeah. Because that was really thoughtful. You know what I'm saying? Food and IVs. I always wanted one of them drips, but I'm kind of scared at the same time, But I'm sitting up there watching how good of a friend that Kelly is. And I'm sitting up here like, what you do to Kelly?
What did you do to Kelly?
What did you do?
Nothing. And then what are you gonna say? Kelly just hating on you because of your
that's not even her personality. Yeah, that's exactly what she gonna say. I always had problems with girls hating on me. Kelly was hating on me too.
Kelly said, I like Kenya. We had such a cool interaction. I'm so shocked by this. It was so distasteless. And I couldn't find distasteless nowhere in the dictionary. So I feel like I know what she means, but no, Kelly, it was not distasteless.
Keep her away from.
If you say distasteless, does that then negate the dis out of the less?
Yeah.
You know how English language works.
She been hanging around Portia. Keep her away.
Oh, well, that part. Well, Kelly says, she wants to get all the girls together and, kind of uplift Britt because she's going through such a hard time with, the demise of her reputation based on this pictures that nobody has seen.
Nobody's seen it, Kelly.
Who told on her? I'm like, where were you? Who went somewhere and said this lady was over here doing what?
The reaction of everybody was so more upset that Kenya did it. How did your job find out? Nobody ran to your job and said it.
We don't even know where your job is. At least when you work at Progressive, you can find it.
Ain't no job. That's why she came up with that lie, so they don't go looking for it. Can I say this, girl? When that girl was giving you the IV drops, and you made the little comment talking about the youthful one, and you ain't want to look like Kenya. Like, girl, you could never.
You wish. You wish.
Shading her looks is not one thing you're gonna be able to do, honey.
Not at all, or anybody's. Just
baby,
like live in your space where you at, girl.
I'm not
saying you a bad looking girl. She look all right.
She look okay, but Kenya is our Black Barbie. Always have been, always will be. Kenya is still fine. So, baby, that's not what we're gonna allow you to do.
Fine and 50. This is a funny thing. Kenya has annoyed my soul every season that she's been on here. Except for last season. You would have never been able to tell me that I was going to be over here. Now, I'm not going to call myself Team Twirl. That's taking things a little bit too far.
Right.
But you got to give Kenya credit where credit is due. I'm like, she did what she did, and it seemed like they're going to be talking about her for the rest of the damn season.
Girl.
Britt will be anyway.
We know she is. Girl.
Well, Shamia invites everyone but Britt over to the manor. They have to discuss the events that happened too, but they, I guess, didn't want to discuss it with,
smart girl
there.
Smart girl.
I like you said, everybody agrees that it was a beautiful event up until Kenya did that. So nobody's sitting here agreeing with Kenya's actions.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't change, anything for me.
Mm-mm.
They start having this discussion about could you let it go if somebody did that to you? And I'm like, Kenya don't care. She has no interest in this lady, whether she let it go, turn it around, put it away, or what she do with it. She not sorry.
She ain't. She don't want a friendship with that girl. Look here. Before that, when Shamia mama was there, and Shamia mama was talking, I was like, you see the difference. Shamia mama and her
mother and Portia's mother.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You definitely could see how they were raised different.
Yeah.
Shamia mom is very, and we already knew she was like the daycare lady. So she's very nurturing. And Portia mama's over there like, they hating on you, girl.
Well, that's why her and Britt. Portia's mother and Britt's mother are alike.
Yeah. Yeah.
They was sitting over here talking about whether or not they could get over it, and Angela Oakley that came in there with her fan talking about, so Portia, the other day when you was down to the bank, you did say that you knew something about my husband. Now, what was you saying about that?
Exactly. We not gonna leave that.
Angela, check in with Portia.
Because we don't know what she's doing. Bring it back.
We don't know what Portia be doing. And according to the streets, we don't know what Charles be doing out there either.
Portia still didn't keep it real. That girl said something like, I was playing with you, but then in a confessional, you said some other slick ass shit. So you be real, Portia. Talk your stuff. Say it.
I feel like it's not a secret, especially in Atlanta. Whatever, if they living in Atlanta, whatever Charles is doing, the streets know what he's doing. And she do too.
I mean, and if that's what it is, just say that's what it was. And then Angela could respond, yep, he got another child and we got over that. And then that's it. If that's the tea that you're trying to tell. Now, if it's something else, let me know.
Who knows? But Portia is in no position to be pointing no fingers at nobody.
Because what you know about mine, because we know what you be out here doing. What you know about mine.
Everybody done been out with Dennis, your baby daddy.
She sat up there and looked at Angela sis for herself and changed her mind and said, nah. I was just playing with you, girl.
Kidding. Good answer, Portia. Why does Drew always have to make a mediocre ass entrance? Like, she came in late after everybody. I was like, is this supposed to be her big entrance with her tacky looking self?
Every time Drew come in late like that, I'll be like, damn, I forgot all about Drew. I forgot
she wasn't there until she showed up.
Every time. I never think about Drew. She's not the missing component.
At all.
No.
And I definitely don't I don't like listening to either one of them talk about their divorce because both of them are full of shit when it comes to this whole divorce conversation.
I got something to say about Portia and her divorce story.
Go ahead.
Oh my God, you feel so bad about, I called and I told him that PJ wanted to talk to him and he ignored me and were you worried about them other kids you had took him from? Because Fallon had a bunch of kids over there.
5 kids.
I'm supposed to feel sorry for PJ who got a daddy and you took this man away from 4-5 kids. I'm supposed to feel more sorry for PJ, girl. Sit your
Not
ass.
only that, they was married for like a year and some change. Like they were not together like that.
And would you have her calling him Big Daddy? But she had him
Papa.
Papa.
Don't do it.
You should have been calling him Mister. We did not know that man.
You don't know him like that.
That's Mister. You know this man.
One thing you can say about Dennis, he's very active 100%. Over there with Pilar. So, her papa is where her daddy lived.
Come on.
I was like, girl, you weren't married to that man for but a few hot
seconds. If your mama was right, your mama would have said, PJ shouldn't even be around that man. You don't even know that man yet.
That's what most mothers would say, I think. That's how we were all feeling.
You can do what you do. You can go over there and date that man, do whatever. Pilar be over here with me.
And he got all them boys over there, not little boys. Like, they're not little kids playing with each other. He got some big-ass kids over there.
Exactly.
She said that she could never see herself getting back with Simon after she dried her fake tears. Her and Britt got a lot in common. I'm starting to see them pretend tears.
She said she wasn't in love with him no more. Girl, you was never in love with Simon.
Girl, she said Simon disrespected her mother on Instagram, and that's why they can't be back together again.
Yeah, please. So did her last husband. So. And you try to say Simon was only there for the camera. Wasn't that the agreement? You wanted him for the money. He wanted you for the fame. I thought this was a agreement.
Everything she's saying, like we said it, like as soon as she, entered into this nonsense. So
now I'm supposed to feel sorry for you, girl. Bye. Moving on. And quit hugging her. Y'all ain't real.
I rallied around her. Shamia, her lapdog. I hate to say it, Shamia, but that's what it's giving.
Shamia, you doing all that. She finna make you look like a whole fool. Okay.
I feel like Portia and Drew are actually the same kind of dingbat. Like the way they operate with all the performance and,
Because she was sitting over there in tears like she really gave
at least you could say Drew has an actual relationship and marriage with this man, Ralph. Like not for 15 minutes. Like they got kids and things over there.
Exactly.
Well, Kelly takes this opportunity to invite everyone to her garden brunch. And she asked Portia, she's like, Portia, like, do you think you ladies are going to be able to, put things aside? And I'm like, well, they sitting here now.
Yeah.
Seems like.
Yeah. And is this the part that they was talking about? Portia tells some story talking about him recording with Drew some shit, but whatever she said, I was like, he didn't agree to none of that shit. You said it.
That wasn't at this that wasn't at this little get together.
Okay, well we'll wait till we get there.
That was her and Shamia talking.
Okay, go ahead.
Portia said, as far as her and Drew getting along, she said the same thing that everybody else said. She said, I can be cordial and I'm just going to be the bigger person. That's what they always say. I mean, you might as well because she ain't going nowhere.
Be the bigger person. You the one who started it.
Child.
You were the one who initiated everything. Drew wasn't tripping.
With their bits and pieces of what the story that they be talking like to each other, saying two completely different things. It's about like they're not even in the same conversation. Drew said Michael Jordan is her cousin. I was like, yeah, probably just like how LeBron is our cousin. Is Michael Jordan her cousin?
That's what your auntie said.
That's what she said, child.
I don't know.
She didn't say it to me.
Mm-mm.
We still trying to figure out how LeBron James is,
No clue. No clue.
Well, she said at least her and Michael Jordan have the same last name. Exactly. So I would give her at best is a possibility, but Drew
and they both from Chicago.
Okay, there's that. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's giving just like you dated LeBron.
You did say that.
She said that too.
Said, look, did she say LeBron wrote a song or something about her or something?
Yeah.
Something?
Yeah.
Child, anyway, I ain't gonna get the people mad because they was jump on you.
They was coming for you and on behalf of Savannah.
And I ain't mad because I like Savannah.
I love Savannah.
Like, it was just like we had Melanie flashbacks from the game, like this hoe.
Girl, here she go again.
Yeah.
Here she go again.
Yeah.
Ooh. No, I like Savannah. I don't want to hear, and I don't like an unpopular opinion. I do not like LeBron's whiny self. I like him
be
off the court,
crying and whining. Oh my God, he worked my nerve.
He works my last nerve. I like him when he's doing other stuff. Yes. I do not like him when he's playing basketball. Oh, he stepped in my foot.
He fall all out. I can't take it.
He falls all the way out every single time. I'm like, why is this grown ass man sprawled all over the floor?
You too big for all of that. Stop it.
Then when they replay it, you be like, he didn't even touch you. What are you doing? I see 5 inches between his elbow and your face. Sit down somewhere with that.
I can't.
Anyway, child, Kelly, she does yoga with her daughter. I think this was my favorite scene of the whole episode. That was sweet. Because I was like, this is the stuff right here that we like because it's real. There was nothing fake about that. Mm-hmm. Chloe is not a fun yoga partner. So if you want to do yoga, she's not. I don't think I would be a fun yoga partner either.
I do yoga. Will you do it with me?
Probably not.
Come on.
I like to work out by myself.
That's not.
How are we going to do it? We going to Zoom together and do yoga?
We did that one workout together.
Not really. I did mine and you did yours, and then we checked in with each other.
We can still do that.
I want to be able to see if you're doing it right.
Yoga is good for us at this age.
I realized I said I need stretching. Look, when I get up and walk in the morning and I put my headphones on and I go bouncing out the door like I'm about to do something, I get to the corner, my thigh be like, joints be like, girl.
I'm going to send you something.
Warm it up.
We're going to do like a 30-minute yoga thing, 30 a day yoga challenge.
Okay. Give me till next week. I don't want to start in the middle of the week.
Okay, that's fine.
I feel like Chloe has seen a lot. She's 17, isn't she? 17.
Yeah.
So
she looks just like her mom. Oh my goodness.
She looks just like her. She thinks her stepfather doesn't like her because she's not his biological. He don't like none of them kids, Chloe. He's just doing mean things out here in the public. He's not taking care of any of the business. He owe your mama money. That's unfortunate that she thinks that. But unlike Portia, this kid was there since she was 2 years old, and she's getting off.
Right.
And if he's giving her that vibe that he doesn't like her, it's because she's not a baby and she knows the truth.
Exactly. He could tell the younger ones whatever.
Anything.
Yeah.
She said,
that's fine. He can't come around you or them other ones. I don't care who he like. Not that we got to have a bodyguard. I don't trust him around them kids.
I get her feeling away though, because he was 2 years old, when he came into
that's the only daddy she know.
Yeah.
But she also saw all that stuff.
She's seen it. She knows. Yeah, she knows what her mama went through, to the point where she says, I don't want to get married because what if I end up like you?
That's real.
No truer statement has a child ever said. That is so true. And very likely, as much as you don't think that's going to happen, when you see it, a lot of times you gravitate right towards that same person, that you see your mama at.
Ain't that the truth?
Everybody, while we in this service, lock the doors until you give us $20.
Close the door.
We about to start the service. We need y'all to lock the doors. Y'all can go home at 8:30. Don't worry about it. Everything's still gonna be where it's at. We need everybody to give us $20.
Pass that plate.
Pass the plate.
My baby just had a birthday.
Cash App, Zelle, all of those things.
Football season coming on. Pass that plate. Anybody got kids in sports? It's expensive. Pass that plate.
Wow. What's his name? What was his name? Who was it? Sapp.
Oh.
That said that. Marvin Sapp. Over there holding hostages down to the church. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I thought that was a beautiful conversation about something very hard to talk about. Mm-hmm. It was really honest. She knows her mother. She was like, girl, you always got something going on for your anxiety. She's so funny. And at the end, she was like, well, I want us to have more moments like this, even if it's not therapy, like we could do meditation. And Chloe was like, just please send me to therapy. I don't want to do no more meditation. I feel that. Meditation is not therapy, though, Kelly. Based on what that child has gone through, she definitely needs somebody to talk to where she, because I feel like even she's a very honest child, but there's some things you probably don't want to say because you don't want to hurt your mama's feelings. So yeah, she definitely needs, she needs to continue therapy. She's very smart and outspoken.
Kelly's doing a good job.
I think a lot of times too, as mothers, we try to protect our children from those types of situations, and they see it. They know what's going on. You're not hiding anything. You're not protecting them from anything. They know exactly what's going on. Mm-hmm. Especially now, like you said, these kids are not stupid. Fast forward to these people living separately in the same house. Talk about lying to your kids.
This was fake to me,
girl.
Because when they just outside playing football last week.
Well, she crossed over. He was playing football with the kids, and she came out there when she wasn't supposed to because it was his time.
But she wasn't like, she was like everything was cool. Hey, throw it to me.
They're doing a great job co-parenting. And I said that last time that you cannot have such a volatile relationship with somebody and then do a great job co-parenting. That don't make sense.
Well, now we're not talking again.
Child, that's probably best. She's packing because she has to leave the house every first, third, and fifth weekend. That's exhausting.
And why we can't? Oh, they said I was going to say just send the kids in the basement, but they said they want him to be able to come up and go to the kids' rooms. And
so I hope she lock her doors and things because he seems like the type of person that would be snatching Social Security numbers and
her sister said he don't even be upstairs anyway. She said he spent most of the time in the basement anyway.
Even when he could come up there?
Yeah.
Well, her sister mother was very much ready to go on her weekend getaway. She's like, bring bathing suit. We could go in the hot tub and,
It's kind of not like a bad deal. Like... You do get time away.
Let me go to the Four Seasons for the weekend.
You know what I'm saying? Like, she kind of got like a little good hookup.
And then when I come back, he got to take his ass back to the basement.
Yeah.
She had this little moment on the stairs with her daughter. And I was like, clearly you do not use the countdown method when you're disciplining your children.
Because she looked at you like, girl, what is
that? You know the same what we do. But... she's probably acting different because she's not stupid because she can tell something is going on. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And now, kids get smart. They want to play one against the other one and be a little bit more rebellious. And, we don't know if she's a daddy's girl because when he came in that kitchen, she act like she didn't even know that man.
He doesn't seem like he like the nicest with the kids anyway. I don't believe that he's this good guy that he's trying to pull over. Oh, it's daddy time. He probably don't deal with them when it's his time. Probably yelling and carrying on.
Be quiet. Don't say nothing. Especially her son. He would never be spending alone time with my son that he just doesn't think the same as,
I was thinking,
don't you have another son? What happened to that one?
I was thinking that. Isn't it one son? Isn't his?
One isn't his. I thought that's the one that was there. And then her and him have a son and a daughter together. But their son, maybe he was, in the basement. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
He damn sure made a point to come up there, Ralph, before the cameras leave, so he can
get some Ralph
a little bit of camera time. Because when he walked up, she was looking like, "Oh, well, what are you doing here?"
Yeah.
So before she walk out the door, she got to give a little dig and pretend like it's not a dig, and let this man know he got to pay the exterminator bill because her lawyer said that's his responsibility. And I'm like, why do they need an exterminator?
I thought, now this might be, do y'all have pests, Bill?
Only, like, it's like, what do you call it? Like they come spray the yard and stuff?
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
But that's not we don't have that here. That's not an exterminator. I guess she was just calling him that because I was like, exterminator is not something you call them, they come handle the situation. You get the guy that comes just spray the yard every.
That's what I thought she was talking about.
No, she's kind of,
because that's a monthly bill. That's, you don't have someone come and just
exterminate once a month.
Yeah. Yeah, she's not that bright though. I'm really thinking.
That's what I said. I mean, it's kind of just tasteless.
Yeah.
Mentioning the exterminator bill. Ralph claims Drew don't pay the bills, but based on the paperwork that the lawyers pulled out down to the attorney's office of Ralph, that is not true.
That was not true. You use all of her finances.
It's her money.
Just because you're the one who actually doing it. If you're pulling it out of her bank account, she's paying the bills.
So if we have an account together and you have a direct deposit and I'm in charge of paying the bills.
Yep. Yep. She's still paying the bills.
It's not your money. She was in the car with her sister mother acting irritated. It's so stressful. And I was like, you knew how he was going to respond to that. So let's don't act like, And she said, let me get out the driveway before he calls people. And I said, he probably does do that. He probably calls and be like, she's not leaving the premises.
Yeah, he petty.
He seems that type of guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to see Shamia in the studio anymore. I'm sorry. I'm, so glad she's living out her hopes and dreams and things. But this is, no more studio visits.
You didn't say that about Drew?
I don't need to see her in the studio either. What else you got?
Mm-hmm. It was nice to see RL.
RL looks good.
Mm-hmm.
With his Beijing beard and things. Yeah, he looks good.
I thought that was dark too. I was like, it's something off about that. That's what it was.
His Beijing beard? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he actually is better looking now than he was when he was younger, I think. Mm-hmm. So Angela Oakley comes through so she can hear the music, and her and Shamia calling each other cute and stuff. Now every time they see each other, you look good. You so pretty.
So what happened with them? Because Shamia was still throwing shade.
We ain't got there yet, child. But I do like Angela. I mean, aside from her kooky stories, she does I feel like if I were in this position, I would respond to things the same way she does. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. She bring up the questions and stuff that we want to know.
That we want to know.
Y'all ain't got Shirai, so I guess she the bone collector.
She does a much better job than Shirai did, though.
Mm-hmm. She's nicer with it.
That's how you're supposed to bring it.
Mm-hmm.
They talked about Portia, how she shaded Shamia's music over at the bank.
And
she said she's always been Portia's biggest cheerleader, and Portia don't give her the same energy. And I'm like, and she's not. I don't know why you would expect it at this point. You know exactly who Portia is.
Well, you know what, Shamia? I'm glad that you said that that you've always been her biggest cheerleader. Because ain't that what Angela was telling your ass when you got mad at her?
That's exactly what she was saying to you. And now you're having this conversation. And here she is again saying, I'm hoping Portia is giving you the same support that you're giving her because it don't seem like it.
Yep.
Britt's mother comes over for a visit. She just as bad as Drew. Drew over here talking about exterminators. She's over here talking about renovating. I was like, putting furniture in your room that you're calling an office is not a renovation.
Girl, you ain't gonna need that office. You lost your license. Remember?
Maybe she could set up that webcam. One more inch and we see areola.
Right.
Her titties are obnoxious. I'm sorry. The way she walks around as an adult woman and then says that she's concerned about her reputation is silly to me.
It's crazy. That's just crazy talk.
And I feel like if I was there, I would have. Remember how Little Kim slapped that was Diana Ross that smacked Little Kim's titty when she had that outfit. That would be me, girl. Poop, poop, poop. Brought him over here for the people to play with. Clearly, she said she's like so sorry that she had to tell her mother, and I was like, your mama didn't know about the pictures of you out there performing fellatio on your high school boyfriend allegedly.
You had a webcam. What did your mom think you were doing on the webcam?
She didn't know. Now I have to tell my mother what kind of slutty girl I was out here being.
Who the boyfriend?
She's the new
boyfriend. Who the boyfriend that took pictures? Rick Ross? Because wasn't it a thing? No, it wasn't. Somebody sold the pictures.
That was Rick Ross.
Baby.
Somehow 50 Cent got a hold of the pictures that Rick Ross baby mama had. Yeah. I don't know who gave him the 50 Cent. It could have been Rick Ross. I don't know.
Same people that
gave these niggas be out here doing wild stuff.
Same people gave Kenya these pictures.
Child. Speaking of, she said the fiasco brought her and her sisters closer. Another reason to thank Kenya. See how Kenya's like making your life.
It seemed like, though, that's so selfish to me. Like, every time you talk about your sisters, you talk about them having to defend you. You never talk about the relationship that y'all had, or y'all have a good time, or y'all close. Anytime you mention her, is they had to fight for me. They defended me. People hated me because I'm so beautiful, and my sisters was there fighting for me. So that's your relationship with your sisters?
And she said the people was calling her sister. Now, not only are they calling her, but they calling her sister. Like, what's good with your sister? I heard about what happened.
Girl, ain't nobody call your sister.
And even though I don't talk to her, I guess I better go check on her because
she called her sister and was like, "Let me tell you what Kenya did to me."
Oh my God. Yeah, she said she's been dealing with hate her whole life. And her mother, I hate it when women say this. Women just hate. That's how girls are. And I'm like, that is not how girls are.
She says some real crazy shit to people and then turn around and think somebody hating on her. No, you are an asshole. And they were telling you about yourself.
Just like Portia's mother, her mother encouraging that. I was like, I guess there are some girls out there. There's people out there like that. Guys do it, girls do it. Some people are haters, but I hate when they put it in this frame. It like that's how girls are. They're just jealous. And
you're never gonna make me think that Kenya Moore is jealous of Britt.
That's like Sweet Tea saying that Quad is jealous of her.
Exactly. Stop it.
I went back and watched, speaking of Married to Medicine, I went back and watched the first couple of episodes of the very first season.
Mm-hmm. They look totally different.
I mean, not really. Like, I mean, they look a little less. The wigs were bad. And it wasn't just Quad's wig. All of their wigs was bad.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was just the way they were like, Quad is this Mariah's project and she just needs to learn how to, maneuver around these doctors' wives, and they played quad so bad. I was like, it's a wonder. She should have gave y'all her ass to kiss from she first time she met you.
Day one, huh?
Day one. What else? I don't know. This girl. She said she was in gentlemen's magazines when she was in high school, and she was dating Rick Ross and in Soldier Boy's video, and was out here doing webcams and things. But Kenya, is the one that messed up your reputation. But where was her mother then? She didn't know about any of that stuff.
She knew. She was benefiting. She didn't care.
Was she out here? What did Destiny say about Melody? She's out here pimping her daughter. Now that's how you pimp your daughter.
Mm-hmm.
You pretend like you ain't know she had a webcam and let her pay for shit.
That's what Portia mama been doing.
And she walking around obviously with the most. She's like Marlo almost, but better. I feel like aside from the titty thing, I feel like her and Marlo share the same kind of closet.
And like I said, she's just like Portia. One Portia over there at R. Kelly house, y'all be talking about where them parents was at. Where was her mama at?
Wrote it in the book. But Portia was grown. She wasn't saying she was in high school.
I bet you my grown ass go over there with R. Kelly. My mom would have had a lot to say. Like, girl, you know what they out here saying? Because we've been knowing about R.
Showed up at R. Kelly's house. That would have been a way different story. She wouldn't have waited, like, you know what I'm saying?
Who, me?
Your mother.
No. Oh, you said when she had showed up at R. Kelly's
house? Showed up at R. Kelly's house. Like, yeah. No problem.
Yeah.
R. Kelly would have threw your ass out that house. So Portia and Shamia go hang out, and I was like, so Portia can't be at her house, so she got to keep filming at stupid places. This looked like somewhere where you bring your kids to the putt-putt. It
was. That was at Dave and Buster's, wasn't it? That's what it looked like.
I said it looked like a Dave and Buster's.
Uh-huh.
Once again, Shamia put her feelings to the side because even though, Portia did Shamia, this is where at Dave and Buster's, this is where you should have called out your friend for like, what happened over there?
Because now it's one-on-one.
Now it's just me and you. Like, I really want you to know that hurt my feelings, but she's not going to do that because she said Portia's going through a lot.
What is she going through?
Is she? So she can't, film her Rolls Royce, and she can't film in the mansion that, her shiesty husband somehow purchased with money that we don't know where it came from.
And she doubled down on, girl, I really didn't think that was you. It's because it sounds good.
I feel like you've been new Shamia could sing, so cut that out. That's not ever been a question for you.
Yeah.
They are shading Angela. It was kind of funny then when they call her Miss Netta, because she do be saying Charles, but they're shading Angela for having hot flashes. And I was like, y'all are right there. Like, she's not that much older than y'all. I would take it easy on the shading of Angela Oakley, because you're going to wake up tomorrow and need to fan your damn self.
Because how old are they?
In their 40s.
Well, girl, baby, you in premenopausal.
Nope, they denying that because they still out here trying to have babies and things.
Speaking of baby, what is wrong with mine? He back there crying.
And I was like, he's absolutely not crying.
Oh, he's just talking?
He's
okay, that's
yes.
Okay.
I don't know who he's talking to, but yes, he gets loud. So sorry about it, but not really, because that's my love. This is where Shamia asked Portia about Dennis and Drew working together in the studio. She made up some story about she told Dennis that she didn't like it, and he said if he did it, it would be for promo. And she said Dennis wants her to ask him not to do it. And I'm like, Dennis had every intention of doing it. Like, he made no qualms about it. He's filming with Drew.
Yeah, I didn't hear any of that conversation. When did that happen?
No, in the car, it was like she was telling him how she hates it, and if he keeps doing it, it's going to be an issue with his daughter.
He was going to keep his daughter away from her. That's what she said.
That's what I heard him say. She said, you know what? Co-parent, they say co-parent. They just want to keep throwing that word co-parent around. And she just wants to make sure that her and what's up, Elsie? She wants to make sure that her and Dennis have a great co-parenting relationship. And I'm like, Pilar, is that her name? Pilar. Mm-hmm. She's never known any other situation. She's always known them as two people who don't live in the same house. So nothing is different for Pilar. That's how it always has been.
What is her struggle? And do you really want a good relationship and you try to fight his mama? Because that will ruin it. Not gonna let that one go, huh? You know, that will ruin it. They will ruin it for me.
I ain't gonna be able to. If you can't reconcile with Simon because he said something about your mama on the internet, exactly. But you just try to throw hands with Dennis' mama.
Come on, girl, make that make sense.
I mean, this is Portia, so ain't none of it about to make sense.
She is living in a fantasy world. She is in her own bubble. She is oblivious for all the stuff that she do to other people, and then turn around and when it's done back to her, she act like her whole world is falling apart. And we should all sympathize with her, and don't
at all. Look here, Portia got a embryo with Simon.
Portia don't want them embryos. She don't give a damn about them embryos. Portia was trying to pop them babies because she was trying to get another check. Now that she see that the check can't cash, she said, "Hell with the embryos." It ain't the same as her and Shamia. Shamia love her husband.
Them embryos. She only has a 30% chance of success. That's not enough percent for me.
Yeah. That was an extra check for her. She was gonna try to get one by what she thought this man had some money. He ain't got no money.
Not play nasty girl. Is that for Portia or is that for Britt? She's the one that's the nasty girl here.
Oh goodness.
I was like, you had this man's embryo. Is date Simon the one to be in your emails talking about he need to mail him $1,000 and cash the check for him? Is that the kind of scams he running?
Yeah. Him and Peter.
Well, whenever you see Peter, what's his name? And Apollo. Ooh, what a crew they got.
Maybe if the three of them was on the show all together, that would be
some shit. This ain't the different kind of creep squad. Hide your wallet. Hide your social security number. So we're over here at Kelly's little garden party. The setup is very cute. I wasn't a fan of the chairs. I was like, Kelly, if we're gonna be fancy. Like, we over here having garden parties and things with Kathy Hilton, and she would never have those regular folding chairs over there at the garden party.
Not Kathy, everything lemon.
It was cute though. It was very cute. Her ponytail was doing too much. I was like, Kelly is all of 5 feet tall, and that ponytail is half her height. I don't know how she was holding her head up. You know what? Them sitting there tearing that chicken off them wings was irritating me. I was like, who is chicken like that?
Look, every time we go to Shamia's house, I don't know if you noticed, but every time we go to Shamia's house, she got chicken. She had chicken when Britt and Angela was over there. When the chef was in the kitchen, she had chicken that day. I said, Shamia love her some fried chicken, baby.
Don't we all? And I love me a good wing, but I'm not finna sit up there and tear it off. And I was like, now you got sauce all under your fingernails. And you sitting there eating wings at the garden table where you haven't even served your guest yet. And you, that
she knew it was gonna be some mess, and she better eat because she
didn't
want to eat. Because Shamia was sitting there throwing down when Angela and them was over there. They was talking, and she was over there eating.
I don't blame Shamia. Shamia's like, y'all fight, and I'll come through, and try to smooth everything over. That's her job. Portia's not coming. Are we surprised that Portia didn't come to the garden party?
No.
She's like, it's not about me. And what am I going over there
for? And she wasn't missed. So catch that.
Portia. Nah, at all. Kelly shares her divorce drama with the ladies. There's a whole lot of divorce going on over here. So on top of everything, the man, he's supposed to be, the kids, everybody lying to their kids. The kids think he's in jail, but he's not in jail. And he owe her $10,000 in back child support. She should not just waive it. Just make him go away. I wouldn't want nothing from that man. Anything that's gonna make him be, violent, out of control.
Let him keep trying to pay that bodyguard.
She seems like she's doing well.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Sometimes it's not worth it, I believe. If she got to get restraining orders and all these things, and he's been kind of quiet. I'm sure that now that she's on this show, we will see this man probably try to become vocal because she's over here telling, her side of the story.
Yep, it's coming.
So everybody's sitting at the table in their cute little garden party dresses. Somehow Britt must have got the memo that it was a pool party because here she come with a bathing suit top on. Little
girl, did you see it?
I was like, here we go.
I said you was just talking about your image and you show up like it was only the areolas was covered.
Always. Always.
Wow, that was horrible.
Angela Edie sitting over there with her fan on. She says she's not wearing Polly and Esther no more.
Don't do it.
Why would you? It's Georgia. It's hot. You know that.
What? I want her hair. When we first met her hair was lifting. That's why, because she was having them hot flashes.
She said she won't. Listen, I'm a member of the Hot Flash Club, and it ain't nothing nice. So, I have me a little fan.
I don't have
like that. I got one that goes around my neck.
Oh, yeah, my coworker has one of them. I don't have them as much during the day, but I have night flashes really bad.
Well, let me here to tell you, there will come a time where they will flash your ass at all times of day. It's not fun. Nothing about it is fun. And I don't see how she sat there with that wig glued to her forehead because I would have to come out of that thing.
Child. In Georgia, too. I don't know how any of them in Georgia, Phoenix, none of them Texas walk around with all them wigs on.
What is it, Jackson? Huntsville? Yeah. All of them.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Now, did you peep that Britt came in there and she said hello and hugged everyone and then gave Drew that same kind of hug that she was complaining that Kenya gave her?
Oh.
And I was like, so what's going on? Those are the kind of hugs you don't like.
Yeah, she could do it. Nobody else can do it. She's like Portia.
Drew is Kenya's friend, so I think she also sees Drew as not on the same level as her.
Yeah. She don't care about Drew. She wants to impress the other ladies, but she don't really care about Drew. Yeah. I see that.
So she's very bothered because she's found out here at the garden brunch that the ladies have all checked in on Kenya to see how she's doing. And I'm like, girl, they've been friends with Kenya for years.
We had a whole fit. What? You spoke to Kenya? It's about me. Me. How dare you speak to Kenya? That's how her attitude was.
That's her attitude. And then, of course, Shamia was like, well, I mean, we feel really bad about what happened. And the lady said she was over here losing her insurance license. And Angela Edie was like, based on what? And she snapped. I'm like, a liar. So hate it when you don't believe their lies. But it sounded like a lie to me, and I know nothing about insurance. I'm like, how, for what?
I don't know anything about insurance, so I looked it up as we was seeing it, and I had found an article, 14 reasons why a person might lose their insurance license. And it was all kind of fraud and all this other, nothing about defamation of character, nothing. Now, if you was finna lose your insurance, you was finna lose that way before that happened.
But Kenya did mention insurance fraud.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So maybe that was in what the investigator discovered while he was on his journey of discovery.
Exactly, and that's part of it. That lines up. That's part of the 14.
But Angela wasn't to be played with that day. That polyester had her.
The same field. You can't play somebody that knows.
I hate that. I have been in many situations where I sit around listening to people that are not hairstylists give advice to other folks about, how to maintain healthy hair, what have you. And I'm like, well, that's not it. But I mean, go off.
Explain it. She asked you to explain it.
She said it very nicely. She said, based on what?
Based on what? You couldn't say what?
No, she couldn't say what.
Are
you for real? Are you okay? Did you not see what happened? She was like, yeah. And you have to, like you just said, there has to be a cause. There has to be a reason for you to lose your life.
She think that people like me and all these fools that look up everything out here on the internet, they can find all the way down to what color drawers you had on, ain't gonna find out.
I didn't look up nothing. It didn't sound right. And it didn't sound right how her daddy died without any insurance. And, because he was switching jobs and all of that. Y'all, girl.
That might be the fraud her ass did.
Look.
Low-key shit.
Look. And maybe that's why her sisters was like, you can do it.
Yeah.
Then she brought her old shiesty husband in on it.
Mm-hmm.
When I lived in Atlanta, it's a definite, well, I mean, because you're people from Louisiana, the whole country boy culture, the people from up north tend to take that lightly and think of it as slow. And I'm like, they not slow. They down here with land, you know what I'm saying? And then these big city slickers come down and think they finna, pull the 1-2. When I was there, seen many of people, get locked up thinking they finna come to Atlanta and run things.
Where's she from?
I don't know where she's from, but her husband definitely has a New York accent. He sounds like Brooklyn.
Okay.
So anyway, Britt is over here screaming, read the room, because she's trying to deflect from that question that Angela asked her. She started trying to explain it. Well, there's an investigation going on. So when you go through these things, based on the defamation, there's an investigation.
That's not part of it.
Just telling you what the lady said.
You're not a teacher. You're not a teacher or something that you built. Like, I could see if you was a teacher and then that got out and then they like, yeah, we can't be around the kids. You sell insurance, ma'am. You can do anything but fraud. And that's what you did.
Probably. She was like, so you just don't lose your license right away like that. And Angela was like, that's what I thought. What did you say? She said, I said, that's what I thought.
That's what I said. Don't make me stand up over here and say what I said. Girl.
Oh my God, this lady is delusional. And she's going to get herself in trouble trying to be on TV so damn hard because now what you did is got Kenya off. You think she ain't investigating things? You better be hoping she ain't find something else to,
or
out of her pocket.
Or Team Twirl. Team Twirl is on the mission. They're going to get that ass.
Well, these twirls and millimeters and beehives and things, these people are relentless.
Barbs.
Remember that show, that documentary, Don't F with Cats?
Yeah. That took a whole nother level.
I was like, but just to think some little old ladies out there like then found a serial killer just because they was like, oh no.
What's gonna happen is I hope you didn't fraud people, because some people gonna come out and they're gonna Girardi your ass. You better hope your shit is really clear. You're gonna be sitting up there insurance and a hustler.
It's probably not. And just like Teresa Giudice and her husband was over there being all flashy. Yep. They was over there being, she done messed around and got in trouble again. Now the IRS is coming after this next husband. They be wanting to be famous so bad and walk around flashy. You know what I'm saying? So,
girl.
We don't know what her man does, so yeah, she told Angela to twirl out, and I was like, "You are Kenya's biggest fan. You trying to use everything that Kenya has ever said as your own tagline?"
And they all was like, "Oh, twirl out."
Oh,
You are a stan, girl. You are a real stan.
She is the biggest fan of all time. Sid, you have to see that documentary, Don't F with Cats. It is insane. There's only 3 episodes, and I swear you'll be so caught up because it's not anything like what you think is going to turn out to be.
Not at all.
After, the things got a little heated between the ladies, Shamia comes through with her Martin Luther King speech. That irritated me. And they ended up doing the electric slide.
That was so Shamia. That was so Shamia.
Oh my God.
So corny. It was so corny. Child. I guess Shamia was like, let's get to this chicken and do the electric slide.
Well, because at the end of the day, Britt, these are Kenya's friends. Like, they have been friends with Kenya for a very long time.
Exactly.
You think and they talk about Kenya like in real life versus Kenya on the show, and nobody has anything bad to say about Kenya, how she is in real life.
Mm-mm. Girl. So did you watch the after show?
Yes, over there, her and Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did more of the same. Now, she said she didn't have no pew-pew with her.
She alive?
Why she say it?
Cause she got away with it. And anytime they did their investigation, did y'all search her car that night?
No, y'all didn't. Cut it out. The people drove off. No, they didn't, because everybody was sitting around acting like they didn't hear it. Investigate when? The next day?
Exactly. And y'all all was sitting up there talking about, we got to go to Buckhead, and I'm scared of Buckhead. So
no, not Buckhead,
Bankhead. I'm sorry, but they were getting robbed in Buckhead too. They was
lately. Buckhead been a little about it too. Yeah,
but yeah, y'all was already saying it. So let's not act like it. You didn't have it on you. You said it several times. You had it on you.
I feel like, what's her husband, Mike?
Yeah.
Mike is definitely carrying.
Yeah.
I feel like it goes along with his line of work.
Child. Then she said they did the investigation and I didn't lose my license. You was lying in the first place, girl. Stop it. You wanted to get more sympathy.
She wanted to try to blame something on Kenya that's not real. She's just a liar.
And then she doubled down on it was after her since day one.
Not true.
And it was like it had to be something more than the band. I think it was. But what was it? Tell us, girl, what did Kenya do?
I was listening to, and I'm not even gonna say the name because I don't want to do that. Another YouTuber. But they have this opinion that, and it's somebody who spends a lot of time with some of these ladies, you know what I'm saying? Kenya was probably giving her this energy. When somebody don't like you, and I don't care. I feel like, so what? Like, whatever Kenya had, whatever kind of energy she felt like she was getting from Kenya, it don't matter, because it shouldn't have guided her to act the way she did. If you act like you ain't messing with me, then it's cool. It's 7 other people here for me to engage with.
When has Kenya ever not show her true feelings towards somebody on camera?
I don't remember it. It's always very clear when she.
So if she was giving her that energy, we would have saw it.
She was giving it to Drew. When Drew first got there, we was like, "Oh, dang! Yeah, what did Drew do to Kenya?"
Sure was. So stop. She ain't never. She don't hide it. She has no reason to hide it. That's who she is.
She wanted the attention. I think for her, it's worse to be ignored. And I'm like, I don't think that's any excuse. And based on the company, they say you could tell a lot about a person by the company they keep. Mm-hmm. The company is real messy. It's a messy group over there. So I'm like, I don't know if how I feel about that. I think Britt is fake. I think her job insurance, whatever. She may sell insurance, but her lifestyle is fake. And whatever her man does, like Shamia came straight out the gate. This man does HVAC. If you go to the airport,
right,
he
right.
has very many contracts. So
she sounds like Portia. We never knew what Simon did.
I'm glad she said that, because I was like, we all over here thinking you about to find an African king, and okay.
Exactly. And in her case with Shamia, she said her husband had warned Portia about Simon, but Portia didn't want to listen. So I mean, that's it is what it is. But Britt, did you hear her sit up there and talk about Kelly food at the restaurant?
Yeah. You're just a hater. Is that defamation? I guess not.
Now that really could have hurt her business.
It's definitely bad for her business.
Yeah.
And you're doing it on a platform where millions of people are watching.
And Andy tried to give you a way out and was like, well, it don't come out like that. And she was like, yeah, it does.
She doubled down. Yeah.
Girl.
I don't think Andy was feeling her, because she's so full of shit. He was not feeling her at all.
He wasn't. And I wish the guy on the couch would have kept it real with her. I felt like a lot of time, whoever the guest is, they tend to take the other person's side just because they sitting there. I want to be somebody be like, girl, you was wrong.
Remember when Sherry Shepherd did? She came for Kenya.
For all the people.
Oh, she said her true feelings, though. I don't know.
But that's what I want.
Homeboy, you know what he would have if Kenya hadn't did what she did, because he couldn't stand by it. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't stand by what she did, so he had to because he said I was ready to read you, girl.
I still am.
He still could. Could.
Yep.
Because I feel like outside of everything that Carrie did, Kenya. Yeah. Outside of everything that Kenya did, I still don't feel no way about Britt. Like, it don't.
I don't. And that's hard. That's bad. Because you have to really be an unlikable person for people to be like, and I still feel away. And
I was trying to be like, how you be trying to check yourself? And I'm like, okay, so she's sitting here crying and I'm not moved at all because.
And I was sitting up there like, I'm not going to be able to sit through episodes of this. I'm not going to be able to do it.
So here we are. And let's don't talk about Kenya no more. So what y'all got? What y'all got besides Kenya?
We got Angela and what's her name? The two girls.
Kelly.
We got Angela and Kelly.
Okay. Well, Kelly has been very much open. I'm loving Kelly so far. Mm-hmm. Like every week I like her a little bit more because she's giving her reel. I want to see the restaurant. Hopefully they show, a little bit more of that process. And Angela, I like Angela. I do, but I need her to either tell the story or don't, because the way we need to
And is it still like the demise of Shamia and Portia's friendship?
That's sad, but I feel like the demise happened a long time ago.
Yeah. She's not a real friend.
She's not, and she never has been. Like even with her family, like her cousins and all of that. Like you said, when she got her own show, she went over there and treated everybody to her own sister.
Yeah, she was horrible to her sister.
She was horrible to Lauren.
And
envious of Lauren, because Lauren got the daddy and all of this stuff, and then the same thing with Shamia. Shamia got the rich African. Shamia's life is, she don't have to come back over here ever again. Everything she's doing is just for fun. That's why I think her husband should just go ahead and finance her music career like Erica Jane.
Yeah. And he probably will, because he was the one sitting up there having conversations with RL and stuff, so he probably will.
And hopefully she will go ahead back down the surrogate road.
Yeah, let's do that. Don't do that to you.
I was like 30% is just not enough for me.
It's not.
I would have to have 60, 70%. I wouldn't even be happy with 50%.
That girl is going to take care of her. because she feels so bad, with the whole situation. She's gonna make sure she get a real good surrogate. Going back down that road. That was
I don't mean like she said. Look where Erica Jane's husband ended up.
Well,
yeah, I just say go out there.
That's gonna be Britt and her husband.
I just said finance the career, like get her on a little, funk festival or something. She worked at the radio station. She has all the connections she needs. Carrie Hilson about to come up with something. Go ahead and do something, Carrie Hilson.
Britt is like old girl from the Utah show. What's the girl that got locked up? That was running.
Jen Shaw. Britt is like Jen Shaw.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
I thought something was weird with that lady too. Like, because I was like, your husband's just a coach. Like, if we know anything, we know about football coaches, and that don't say, girl, they ain't paying like that. Most football players don't make money like that.
Girl, you must be hustling your ass off in insurance, or you're not in the fraud.
You don't seem like a hustler, not a real kind. Not unless you get down to the webcam.
She looked like she'd be sitting at that little desk, like Mia, the little glass desk.
Mia want to come over here. Her little ink.
What side of Georgia you from?
I think it's north of Erica's, north of Atlanta. They over there like near. Where is Shannon from? Not Shannon. Sutton. She from Augusta.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of football players, did you hear about Tyreek?
Tyreek, I thought about the show. Yeah. So now she was divorced, right?
She was sitting up there trying to act like she was in such a better situation.
Come on.
And I'm like, Tyreek ain't shit. Like, y'all marrying these men that got 15.
How many girls pregnant at one time, though?
At one time.
And you married him. Tyreek act crazy on the field. Did you really think that he had it all?
I was looking one day and I was like, what? Because when she was looking at that house for $40-some million, and I was like, dude, Tyreek make that kind of money? And I looked it up, and he only has one endorsement with Under Armour, which he probably don't have that no more now, based on his
I was going to say Tyreek act a fool. He barely has a job. The way
the money comes from endorsements. Like, they get paid well with their contracts, but he don't have not a tennis shoe, not nothing. No endorsement.
He's the cheater. Why don't he have a tennis shoe?
You would think.
So that lets you know something ain't right.
He's difficult to deal with.
Yeah.
He ain't selling no Allstate, no State Farm, or no Campbell soup, or no nothing.
Because I tell you, that Patrick Mahomes is on everybody's commercial. Patrick, Dak ain't won no Super Bowl. Dak getting all the money too.
And what's the name? Jason
is really like, he's killing it in the endorsements. I don't know what Travis over there doing, but Jason over there killing it.
Travis got Taylor Swift.
So she write a song about him and it's over because he get caught looking at the black girl, because once you go black, Travis.
Well, as long as he looks like that, we don't want him back. She can keep him.
He can't come back.
She can keep him. But I was like, oh, Tyreek. I wish I could say I'm surprised. I am not, because
I want to see another season so I could see how that play out.
I was reviewing it and then I quit reviewing it because everybody they said they didn't like it. I was like, well, then why am I here?
It was like really like the cruelest shit. It was kind of like when Basketball Wives just got real, like, yeah.
This is what I'm gonna say. I hope they do get a second season, because we don't really get to see a lot of us with access to those type of, $1 million mansions.
He
was over in Tampa. What's that?
Definitely on the reverse effect. Travis.
he was so fun, and then you're like, eh. But you know, if you look at their documentary, Jason has always looked the same. Travis has had these ugly stages before.
Yeah.
He go in and out. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we don't see a lot of shows like when you watch Selling Sunset and all of these shows, you see all these clear people with access to these, luxury mansions and stuff. So I get where Sherelle is going with it.
But Sherelle started like that. Why she went the basketball wise way on this one, I don't understand. Because when we first met her, we liked her because that is what she was showing us.
I don't know that it was her necessarily. Because that's what the networks want to see.
Well, I tell you what, she ain't making no better, even with her after show and all that. It was all messy.
It was messy.
It's messy with the whole situation with Ocho. Same thing you talk about, old girl with Tyrese. What did you think with Ocho? I mean,
listen, when Ocho and we just went on off. That's all they just electric slide their way off the picnic table. Ocho, when he sat down with Sherelle and had that conversation about, contracts and things, and I was like, this right here, this conversation right here solidifies everything I feel about marriage. I don't know what she's talking about. She wants a piece of his
It is. It's a joint venture. How can you feel like you're entitled to that and then didn't want to give up nothing of her own?
Why do you want it? Like you're self-proclaimed millionaire.
I watched it. She said she made a guest appearance once or twice. I've never seen the episodes with her on there.
Me either. On Shannon's show with Ocho?
Yeah.
Me either. I think maybe she walked in on the back, like, that would be like Book walking through the room while I'm here.
Right. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I didn't like that at all.
Do you watch Seeking Sister Wives?
Who?
She said she need to see if Seeking Sister Wives is back for another season. If you review that, Sid, I'm right there. Yeah. I don't know. I've not watched it.
No.
It sounds like A&E or something.
Okay.
She was over there the other day. You might know because you be knowing this other kind of trivia, but Sid said that, who was it? Barry White? I think it was Barry White. He died and the baby, he had a baby with
yes.
He had a baby and then they found out the baby wasn't his.
He had never divorced his first wife.
So I told her, I was like, I feel like she should do that. She should do reviews like that, like of all of them old, information and stuff. So,
yeah, because it is a girl out there that do it that I watch, and that's probably where I got it from. But she does that type of stuff.
She said it's on TLC. I'm gonna have to look for that one. That seems like another.
I don't know if I was watching TikTok or what, but I did see that he never divorced the first wife. He had been with this girl for years, but he never changed. Well, he never changed the will, and he was still married. So all the money went to the first wife from like years ago.
Right.
But then when they did the girlfriend protested it because she has this child by him, and then
it ain't his.
The DNA test it wasn't his. See, but do you think he knew that?
Probably not.
You think he thought that that young girl had a baby by him, or they were just gonna have a child together?
I think the way that ego works, you know what I'm saying? He probably thought, yeah, it was his.
Because the lady let her have a house. I don't know how she gonna take care of it. I'm sure it's like a mansion. It's Barry White.
She says same thing with Bob Marley. He never divorced and had all them babies, and so the wife got all the money.
That's how it be.
You probably knew if his pickle wasn't working.
That's what I was thinking.
I don't know, but you have to watch Don't F with Cats. Now that right there, that was something serious. Did y'all watch the documentary about the family, the lady who had all them kids, and she was like, it was like a family YouTube channel that ended up having all these millions and millions of followers, only for her to get caught up in some cult and start like abusing her children, and she would do things. It's on Hulu. It's called Devil in the Family.
Okay, I gotta watch that.
She was a very well-known YouTuber. I remember hearing about when the thing hit the fan, but I didn't watch it because I'm like, who wants to watch, you taking your kids, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. She started using those kids to the point where they did not want to do YouTube anymore. They were tired because every moment for her was, they was making millions on YouTube.
I'm telling you, that money out there.
Who got arrested? The lady, the lady from the YouTube lady. She got involved with this other woman, child. She had her kids tied up in the house and left them there, and they ran away. And the neighbors, got to the neighbors, and they were emaciated. And did I say that right? Emaciated. She had his hands duct taped together. It was crazy.
That's crazy.
The husband, I guess, was brainwashed basically because, and then they think her and the lady were lovers. But it was all on some, I want to say Mormon.
Oh yeah.
It's on Hulu. It's called The Devil in the Family. That was wild to me.
Ain't that like the one, what was it, Dancing for the Devil or something?
Is that the YouTubers?
I mean, the dancers, the TikTok dancers. Yes. And then they take them away from their family.
I didn't even realize that I didn't see them on TikTok no more until I watched that documentary. And I was like, oh, yeah, I don't ever see them because you used to see them all the time on TikTok.
That was crazy. They all went to that crazy church and he kept them away. And the girl is still on there dancing. She's still with the church to this day.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
That's wild. All right, y'all. We done went off on a tangent.
It does.
Netflix has a bad influence, a dark side of kid. Yeah, I see. I started watching that one and I fell asleep, but it's similar to that. That lady had the girl out there doing everything and had them kids over there.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Elsid, I really feel like you should do some documentary reviews.
I'll watch it.
She be having all the information, I'm telling you. All right, y'all. Go ahead, like the video while you're here. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll be back next Monday to talk about these real housewives. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.